Everybody has an opinion.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going badly.
To look incredibly rock and roll.
How would you put that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. I just did a little bit of weed.
We're back, episode 2.
Here we are.
This week in comedy.
This week in comedy, it's the week where artificial intelligence takes over.
Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal.
Yeah. Are you talking about babies doing stand-up?
I am. Have you seen those videos?
I have. They are funny. Are they doing stand-up though?
Are they funny though?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, so
Well, I laughed.
We'll be getting into that.
But I don't think I watched more than 3. So
Sure.
And that would be an equivalent of about 15 seconds.
Yeah, which is about all you can sort of handle with those things, I think.
Yeah, so I think Dave Hughes' job is safe. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's really rude.
Yeah.
No one's doing it. Although I'll insert a clip here.
You ever notice how people tell you to act natural? If I act natural, I'm spinning in a grocery store aisle, okay?
Michael Jackson doing stand-up. Very different, kind of easy when you've got a celebrity who you can riff off. So, different.
Yeah, not my thing though. But if we stay in America, I tell you what, I'm impressed by American politics, particularly New York politics at the moment.
Hey, I'm walking here!
Zoran Mamdani.
What a name, yeah. New York mayor.
Yeah, New York mayor. New York mayor. I think he's about your age, so about 22.
35.
35. Around 35, 36. And the good-looking guy, a non-Anglo name.
Yeah, I'll say it. Brown.
He's brown. He's Muslim.
Yeah.
Speaks very well, though. And he's African. When I say he speaks well as a professional speaker. I'm not talking about your Uber driver.
Sure.
I'm talking about a professional speaker. And he beat the other runners for the mayor, and he's now there. But most importantly, and why this is relevant, is because he uses comedy, satire, skits, and humour, obviously, at the end of the day, to break through, to cut through.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, I didn't know this. I sort of try to stay out of American politics as much as I can, any politics. But yeah, very cool. And I think that's a very millennial thing, if I may, as well, with, using that humour and finding branding and trends to sort of, do their promotions, their campaigns, Yeah,
I think he's a thespian. I think he had, and by that I mean he does theatre. Had done theatre.
Not just a dyke with a list.
I beg your pardon.
Correct. So anyway, that's a little bit of American culture I'm bringing in just for the ratings, really, just so we get the American listeners.
We will definitely put his name in the description multiple times.
Well, as big as New York, Hobart.
Who is this Bavilion?
I'm a Tasmanian.
Huge.
Hobart
Huge.
is, for those in America who have accidentally stumbled across this podcast, Hobart is a city below the mainland of Australia. In fact, It's not only below the mainland, it's below the island that's below the mainland. It's at the bottom. Trust me.
I will trust you there. The way I had to load, you saw the cogs.
Yeah. Look, it's I think one of the closest cities. It's not quite Chile, Antarctica, but it's pretty close to Antarctica.
Sure. I've been to Tasmania as a baby. I don't remember. Have you been to Tasmania?
Were you doing stand-up?
Yeah. No, in the AI comedy stand-up stage.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. No, so Hobart has a comedy festival.
It does.
Is it international? I'm not sure, but it's certainly Tasman Sea. No,
yeah, so they're bringing everyone down, down from the mainland. The lineup's been announced, over 40 comedians. We've got Pete Hallier, Stephen K. Amos, Lloyd Langford, Tom Cashman, and one of my faves, Takashi Wakasuki, who I've seen at the Comics Lounge a number of times and is just delightful.
He should run for mayor.
Honestly.
With that name.
The mayor of Hobart, or
New York. I mean, it's all the rage. Zoran Mamdani. I mean, if you've got a difficult pronunciation, then I think you just run for.
I mean, we're screwed. We've got very basic names.
Yeah, Geddes.
Geddes.
There we go. So Chris Franklin's there, I'm assuming. He's a resident.
He's got to be there. Imagine if he's not performing there. I'd say he would be.
Yep.
The festival director has said it's going to be probably the biggest one yet, which is super exciting. I think it's really important that with Melbourne International Comedy Festival, which is obviously one of the bigger ones we have in Australia, that people know that comedy's on all over the country all the time, not just from March, April, right?
That's right. It's it starts in Perth, then Adelaide, then Melbourne International Comedy Festival, then Sydney, I believe it goes Sydney, then Brisbane, and then there's a little bit of a couple of, it gets a bit cold, AFL, and then I think we have about the same time we have Melbourne Fringe,
Yep.
which is heavily comedy related, and straight into Geelong, which I see on
Yes.
your shirt. You're wearing the Geelong Comedy Festival. I didn't know there was a Geelong Comedy Festival.
Fantastic. That's what it says on the back. That's just my favourite branding. Do you know Geelong has a comedy festival?
Well, you
Very
do
clever.
now.
Now
Yeah.
you do.
Well, talking about the centre of the universe, there is a small moon that surrounds Melbourne, and I call that Adelaide. And I had an opportunity to speak to Big Al.
Hey.
Big Al, who's you've met, and he's a little less of a big these days.
Yeah, he's sort of like average guy Al
Average
now.
guy Al, but still very funny.
Yeah.
A lovely man. And I did this interview with him, and you're about to listen to, talking about Adelaide, talking about his new podcast, and talking about some people to watch, and even some rooms that are paid in Adelaide. So take a listen.
Awesome.
Big Al, how are you, mate?
Oh, Mr. Morry, doing fantastic. Yeah, it's great to be a part of the podcast. So
Well, thank you very much. I think I met you the first time on one of your original podcasts called The Badcast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think we got to around about 102 episodes, and then we went, called it quits it. But it will always make a comeback. It's always there. So my co-host Liam Carter had a couple of kids. So once they're old enough to grab him a couple of beers, we'll be back.
Absolutely. This is the whip around on This Week in Comedy, and I'm whipping around. We did Perth last episode, and we're going to Adelaide this time. And when I thought about Adelaide, I had to think of Big Al. Big Al's the someone who not only is a stand-up comedian, not only a podcaster, but a well-known comedian and celebrity within Adelaide. So you are a podcaster. Tell us all about this new podcast, apart from the big cast, the Badcast. Tell us all about this new one.
Yeah, so it's called The Short Show. It's myself and fellow Adelaide comedian Scott John. And, we always wanted to do a podcast together, but just finding that, that hour or two to do an actual podcast. So we decided to come up with The Short Show, and our podcasts go anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. So it's very quick, very short, and that way we can actually, record a couple of podcasts in one night, and then head off to bed at a reasonable hour of 8:30.
Fantastic. So you can listen to half the show in the peak hour in the morning, and the other half on the peak hour on the way back.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we'll do Mondays and Fridays an episode. So we've already had Mr. Tony Martin. This week we've had Tom Gleeson. So yeah, it's been great. Plus a whole bunch of Adelaide comedians and just us, talking about our lives. So.
Fantastic. Well, and there is a life in Adelaide because you're working towards the big one, which is Adelaide Fringe coming up.
Yes.
Now, have you pub crawls? I believe you're a big pub crawler yourself.
Oh yeah, totally. So last year I did the pub crawl. So hopefully I'll be back doing one of those. And basically what it is that you go to different pubs, and there's a comedian at every pub that you go to. And then I was one of the comedians, and yeah, a bit of fun. So I know Lindsay Webb runs a few of them. So if you're in Adelaide, definitely a place to be. But I am, for the Adelaide Fringe, I am looking forward to Tony Martin, the one, the only Mr. Tony Martin, bringing out with Damien Cowell, Arseless Chaps.
Arseless
It's
Chaps.
just an electronic dance with a bit of comedy screwed in. They've actually just released their album, so you can get it on Bandcamp and a few others. But totally looking forward to them.
Fantastic. I'm a big fan of Sizzletown, which I think is
totally.
his other podcast, which is good. Made for TV, better on podcasts, I think.
Oh, it's fantastic. It is
subtitle.
Theatre of the Mind. It's the best Theatre of the Mind podcast you can ever get. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's fantastic. Now, bad news a couple of months ago, Cranker Comedy, which was the kind of the bread and butter of open micers and up and comers, closed down. I think they're putting a massive apartment on top of it. Is that the idea?
Unfortunately.
And it will come back in about 2 years' time, we hope. But tell us more about what's happening in Adelaide, both in the kind of the pro circuit, which by that I mean, paid spots, or at least the MC or the headliner gets paid.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got Fairy Floss and Chaos at Christie Beaches. There's open mic, but the host will get paid with that. It's down southern suburbs of Adelaide, so there's not really a comedy place down there. So that's great. And that's Mark Ryan, very funny Adelaide comedian. We've also got Funny Adelaide. It's ran by Jono, and he has a lot of comedy quiz nights throughout the whole of Adelaide. But he also does some fantastic comedy nights as well. Cold Blooded Comedy who is ran by Claiborne McMath. He's got a couple that he's even paying for the spots and so forth. He's got a distillery just down in Port Adelaide that he's got, and plus a couple other places. So yeah, host also the spots actually get paid, which is fantastic. And we've also got Laugh Lab Mondays, which is a host paid, but open mic. And then, of course, we've got the classic Rhino Room on a Friday night feature, and also host gets paid with that. So there's a few bits and pieces happening in Adelaide. So if you are a interstate comedian, it's definitely worthwhile actually coming on board. And, you know, there's a few nights you can actually get some paid spots. So.
Yeah, fantastic. And Craig Egan runs Rhino. Is he the best man to talk to for also for the gag? The open
the Laugh Lab.
Laugh Lab. Sorry.
Laugh Lab on Mondays.
Yep.
Ryan. Craig Egan's probably the best guy to plug it. He'll put you in the right people for the Laugh Lab. Cold Blooded Comedy. Claiborne McMath. Find him on Instagram. Twitter, Jono, Funny Adelaide is his thing on Instagram, and Fairy Floss and Chaos is Mark Ryan. So Mark Ryan, he's the best guy to get in contact with.
Yeah, fantastic. And any sort of wild cards out there? Any comedians that you're seeing up and coming that if you spot them, come and watch them?
Yeah, definitely. Look, there's the guy called Phil de Bondi. He's I saw him at the Cranker last year, and he's just going great guns. He's just got that drive to just try new material each and every time that I see him. And he'll definitely be one to watch very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes very close to taking out the Raw Comedy this year.
Raw Comedy
in Adelaide. So
you heard this first. Whoa.
Yes, yeah.
We need Adelaide in.
Yeah, that's it. Ali Dent, she's a regular at the Chaos, Fairy Floss and Chaos down at Christie Beach. So she's been doing a wonderful job. And plus there's, a whole bunch of others that, kind of mix around the open mic nights and stuff, but are doing great guns as well, like, your Henry Wilsons and so forth. So, it's a good, vibrant scene. And Adelaide scene is just a close-knit family, and that's what I love about it the most. So.
Well, absolutely. And Henry Wilson is not only close-knit in Adelaide, he's a regular in Melbourne as well. I often see his face popping up on Melbourne Open Mic and a couple of paid spots as well when the Melbourne Comedy Festival is in town. So, well, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Big Al, for your time for the whip around. And I look forward to coming and seeing you. I'll be in Adelaide, I think, around about the Adelaide Fringe time, and we'll catch up, and maybe I'll watch you while I have a beer, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'd love to have you on our podcast as well. I'll return the favour.
Sounds like a plan. Cheers,
buddy.
And that was Big Al and me talking about Adelaide.
Awesome. Very cool. Do you know what one of my favourite things about Adelaide is actually? Just a little snippet here. Per capita, in terms of population, they have the most Hungry Jacks.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jacks.
And I've statistically worked this out. And I find it fascinating because nobody in Adelaide seems to like Hungry Jacks.
That sounds like someone who smokes a lot of dope would uncover. Do you know anyone?
I might know a few people. I don't know. It's just
So Hungry Jacks, for those Americans who accidentally stumbled across this podcast.
Burger King.
Is Burger King.
It is.
Yeah.
I learned that at an international airport, and I went to get a Whopper, and it was at a Burger King, and I was like, whoa.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Burger King. May I take your order?
There we go. I believe way back, and you can do your own research, of course, kids, but there was a trademark infringement that Burger King couldn't come into Australia, and it may have been Adelaide. Anyway, it was a small business that had the Burger King brand, and they just couldn't come in, so they changed the name, and well, Hungry Jacks
The burgers are apparently better.
At Hungry Jack's.
There it is.
There he is.
We'll be waiting for our check in the mail.
Very good. Talking about food and pickles, because this is the sponsor for this episode 2, and this is pickle juice beer. Have a whiff.
It smells like fermented pickles.
Oh, I am spilling it everywhere, like a Hungry Jack's burger. Yeah, we are still not sponsored by Hungry Jack's.
That actually, you know what? That may be the only acceptable pairing with that beer is a Hungry Jack's burger. Now that you say that,
I am getting whiffs of the top end of a burger.
Yeah, the pickles and.
Yeah, that is. I don't think so. That's from Swords, which is they have anyway an assortment of different beers, and this one is called.
This one is called Sailor's Grave Brewing. The Big Dill. The
Big Dill, as in deal, dill as a pickle. So that's our sponsor for today. Because you brought up Hungry Jack's, quite topical.
Yes, yes. And actually, if you are going to is that at the South Melbourne Market?
South Melbourne Market, Swords, alcohol, beer and wine.
Yeah.
Speak to Anthony and tell him that you saw the podcast and that's why you're there.
Absolutely. Give it a try. Tell me how it goes with a Whopper.
Yeah.
But also in Adelaide, someone to look for, someone to watch is my mate Chelsea, our mate Chelsea Finlayson.
Chelsea, 22-year-old, relatively new. I think she started comedy this year.
Just started.
And
so young.
She's already performed at the Rhino Room, which is the big room that you would have heard me talk to Big Al about just now.
Yeah, I've been there when we went to Adelaide. We went and
it's a great room, and she's kicking goals.
Yeah.
Raw comedy. Do we call it early? Do we say she could win raw comedy?
I reckon she's a early picking for me. I would definitely be looking out for her. She's been doing, I think she's had paid gigs already. Yep. Of course, she's a Hard Knock Knocks Comedy School graduate.
Yes, and for those that don't know, yes, this Hard Knock Knocks Comedy School is owned by me, so full transparency. But
I'm not affiliated in any way.
Anyway, nor is this podcast at all trying to influence you in any way. So Finlayson, yes, Irish name, Chelsea Finlayson, very Australian.
Just so charismatic, so cool, very confident going into from the beginning. You know, she just had it together. So one to watch. I don't know if we should start a bit of a bet thing going on.
Bit of a ranking.
Yeah. You know, in Top Gear, how they had were you?
Yeah, the laps, right?
Yeah, hot laps, except it's it's our picks and
yeah.
All right.
We'll have to speak to her. Where would we get someone called Stig though? That's the question.
I don't know. We'd have to maybe look around.
Yeah. All right. So that's Adelaide. A little bit closer to home, although not closer to my home, closer to your home.
Closer to my home.
In Mentone, which is a beachside suburb of Melbourne, there is a room there called Cyan Bar and Restaurant, I think it is.
Yeah.
But it has live music and open mic music and open mic comedy. We were down there a couple of weeks ago. Cyan, by the way, for those that don't own a printer, is blue. And they painted all their walls blue. So to remind us that cyan is a blue colour.
Yeah, just in case you get so pissed you forget where you are. Except I'd just be, I'm at blue. Like, who the fuck's...
Pick me up.
I'm at violet. I don't know why I looked at my imaginary watch there.
Yeah. So Cyan was great. It was great to see some, again, sorry to mention Hard Knock Knocks, but there was a few alumni there.
Yeah, well, we went down to have a look at it's a new room. We wanted to check it out. But yeah, definitely drawn in by the fact that Hard Knock Knockers, as we like to call them, emceeing.
Yep, Sharona Plus, as her stage name is, did a great job down there. And and great job Simone, who runs Cyan. She's doing a great job for both the live music and live comedy, which is fantastic.
And everything in between. One of my favourite things about this venue is they have unvaccinated dating nights.
Say what?
They have over 65 dating nights. They have really specific trivia.
Yeah.
There's just something for everyone.
I noticed why there was 7 people with polio downstairs.
Yeah, and they dropped off as the night went on.
They did.
Yeah, but a very cool room. Definitely one to check out, especially I am very passionate about comedy in the suburbs, bringing it out. You know, it's great to head into town and catch some comedy, but especially after COVID, sometimes we don't want to leave our bubble. So bringing it out, great.
And Mentone's I think it's around 25 kilometres, maybe 30 kilometres out of town.
Just get on the Nepean.
Nepean Highway.
And you're all good. Fang a right, do a Yui and you're there.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are pretty much, if you look in Waze, I think those are the actual directions as well.
That is true. Anyway, so that's Cyan Bar, and I think that runs every... What day
That's
of the week?
weekly now.
Weekly?
Yeah.
What day?
I believe it's Thursday.
Thursdays. I know. So that's Mentone, which is a great suburb, also well known for its cannabis.
Oh yeah, they love a bit of a beach and a boogie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I heard a rumor that once upon a time you were a bit of a celebrity on. Now, was it the?
It was Twitter. Now X.
Now X. That's a long time ago, and it was something to do with being a commentator while being high.
Yes. I used to do a very successful high stream, as I called it, branded it. Don't steal it from me. And I used to commentate The Bachelor, smoke a couple of joints legally, responsibly, and commentate The Bachelor. And it was very successful to the point where the show would start retweeting my commentary on it. And now I've started rewatching The Golden Bachelor and just thinking how much of an opportunity it may be.
Is that where they film in the showers? And the men.
Yeah, no, they're all Donald Trump, right? No.
Yeah, right. Some Russian hookers.
A bit of context for those of you who aren't a tragic reality TV fan like myself. The Golden Bachelor is like the Bachelor format, but with men and women over 60, so they're golden years. Very interesting, a little bit exploitative, which is quite frankly why I like reality TV. So I might have to kick off a bit of a sponsored high stream again.
A lot of gobbies.
What?
Where they take their teeth out.
There are actually a lot of women with teeth that do look like they pop out.
Right.
I didn't even think of that, Moz.
Well, they should do like Bachelor Frankston, and you'd have 22-year-olds without teeth. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, that's episode 2.
Yeah, that's episode 2. That was This Week in Comedy. I'm Lily Geddes.
I'm Morry Morgan.
And that's a wrap, guys. See you next week.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going badly.
You look incredibly rock and roll. How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. It's a little bit of weird.